A local woman convicted of stabbing a Spokane County sheriff's deputy in the neck learned her fate today. We'll take you to the courtroom where a judge handed down the sentence.
This should cause all of us pause and concern. We cannot normalize this extreme action.
That's Seattle's mayor, who tonight signed 2 new executive orders aimed at protecting immigrant communities and stopping what he calls federal overreach by the Trump administration. We'll break down the move.
Hot and sunny tomorrow, but we have rain and cooler temperatures taking over this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Breaking tonight, Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of Donald Trump's proposed peace plan that could be one of the biggest breakthroughs in the 2-year-long war. In the agreement signed between Israel and Hamas just hours ago, Hamas is set to release all 20 living hostages in the coming days in exchange for Palestinian prisoners, while the Israeli military will begin a withdrawal from the majority of Gaza. Uncertainty still looms as certain aspects of Mr. Trump's proposal remain unclear, but the agreement brings both sides closer than they have been in several months to finding an end to the war. Earlier today, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell signed 2 new executive orders. The mayor's move comes amid concerns over masked unidentified federal agents and threats of military force in U.S. cities like Portland. Madison Wade from our Seattle sister station breaks down those orders tonight.
In a bold move to protect immigrant communities, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell signed 2 executive orders aimed at blocking what he calls unlawful federal overreach from the Trump administration.
This should cause all of us pause and concern. We cannot normalize this extreme action. This is not normal behavior. It's not rational behavior, particularly coming from the highest office in our country.
The first order focuses on blocking unauthorized National Guard troops from deploying to Seattle and requiring coordination with local and state leaders if troops are mobilized. The second strengthens protections for immigrant and refugee communities, including a proposed ban on ICE agents wearing masks, except in limited situations.
This legislation puts Seattle on track to be the first major city in the country to adopt a ban mask on federal officers.
Immigrant advocate organizations are applauding the mayor's actions.
It is one of the strongest executive orders we've seen across the country.
One America says stakes are high, and so is the fear among the immigrant community.
Seeing leaders stand up, both elected officials and community leaders standing shoulder to shoulder and saying, while we can't make a promise of protection, we will use every tool in our arsenal to protect people.
Seattle leaders say they're sending a clear message. The city won't stand by as federal actions threaten its values or its residents.
We stand firmly against the militarization of our communities, the militarization here in Seattle of this approach.
That was Madison Wade reporting. All right, let's talk weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, another beautiful day where we topped out at 75 in Spokane. What's tomorrow looking like?
Mark, believe it or not, tomorrow's even warmer. And you know, the past few nights I've been out here going, it feels kind of chilly. Tonight, it doesn't. We are still in the 60s even this late at night. And we're going to stay a little milder overnight thanks to a little bit of wind. That wind is going to push all of the moisture over into the Cascades and West Side tomorrow. So we wind up sunny and even warmer than where we were today. Temperatures are going to climb into the upper 70s and then clouds build. And eventually, a few scattered showers. Those hold off until the middle of the day on Friday. And most of those are fast moving and make their way from south to north and out of the region quite quickly. We'll see a little push of moisture late in the day on Friday, early Saturday. But by Saturday, we're going to start looking into the future and going, all right, when's this next wave going to hit? Because it doesn't look like it hits until Saturday night. So with that hitting Saturday night, I think a bulk of our rain is Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then another wave arriving Monday. So because of that, here's how it goes. 77 tomorrow and mostly sunny. 70 on Friday with a few isolated showers. Saturday, we wind up quite a bit cooler, 56 with scattered showers, most of those later in the day.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. Now it's time for our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. A Spokane County woman pleaded guilty to several charges after she was arrested for stabbing a Spokane County sheriff's deputy in the neck. It took less than an hour for a judge to sentence Gloria Endress to more than 2 years behind bars.
I'm extremely regretful about what occurred, and I want to do everything I possibly can to live a bright future and do the right thing.
Endress is convicted of second-degree assault with a deadly weapon and second-degree assault as well. After she serves her prison time, she will have a year and a half of community supervision where she'll be required to meet with mental health professionals. A Post Falls man is in the hospital after he was run over by a driver. That crash happened on Post Falls on Highway 41 and 16th Avenue. Police say an inattentive driver ran the red light and then hit and then ran over a motorcyclist. Now that man and his family are voicing their concern, saying drivers need to be more careful on the road.
When we're driving trucks, SUVs, cars, we are in something that is 1,000 times heavier than a motorcycle. So lucky that he was not taken from me that night. I was a single parent for 6 years until I met him.
Did receive 3 citations. 1 citation is a misdemeanor for inattentive driving. The Kellogg family says despite the injuries and uncertainties ahead, they are thankful to see another day together. Kootenai County is continuing to lose farmland as the population grows. So far, it's lost 23% in just over 5 years. A new report shows losing farmland has a domino effect. It not only limits the food supply, but increases the threat of a drought. Farmers in the area believe if this continues, there could be no farmland left in Kootenai County in just 20 years. And that's it for your Night Beat. For more information on any of these stories, just head to our website, KREM.com. We are in the second week of the government shutdown, and with no end in sight, Washington State University is doing its part to show people what's at stake during the congressional stalemate. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy joining us live in the newsroom tonight with more on which university projects rely on federal dollars.
Well, the government shutdown is far-reaching, impacting several federal agencies, which are all handling the shutdown differently. So WSU is trying to make the situation easier to follow for people who rely on federal funding. Washington State University's Office of Research shows the university has more than 1,000 federal grants from 24 agencies. Those grants are now displayed on the website through WSU, detailing what funding comes federally as well as what's already been pulled. Recently, Governor Bob Ferguson announced the cancellation of roughly $10 million in clean energy grant research funding from the Department of Energy. That decision came from the Trump administration, arguing the cuts were necessary in response to the shutdown. The university hopes the resource alleviates worry among anyone whose jobs rely on federal dollars. WSU President Elizabeth Cantwell released a statement on the shutdown saying, "I recognize the uncertainty this creates and am committed to supporting you throughout. The Office of Federal Relations is closely monitoring developments and will provide updates as they become available." If you have questions about a grant receiving federally funding and its impacts, you're encouraged to contact your local administrator. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Connor, thank you very much. And don't go to bed just yet. Despite the Mariners' loss today, there was no stopping Mariners mania. Coming up, an inside look from the watch party at T-Mobile Park. But first, family members caring for loved ones is on the rise across the country. In just 90 seconds, how dozens of agencies are helping caregivers right here in our region.